Hey everyone, and welcome to MiM Monday. This is Mickey in Minutes Live. I'm your host, Nick Lazaga, and it's time to make Monday magical. This is Mickey in Minutes Livestream, and this is a brand new microphone. So, isn't it beautiful? I hope it sounds good. This is literally my first time using it for anything. So if it's too loud or anything, just let me know and we'll work on it. We'll adjust the settings. But I'm just really excited about this. This was a birthday present from my wife, and it's a huge upgrade for my equipment. So hey, welcome in the chat. We have a lot of Disney news to talk about today. So hopefully the audio sounds good, and we can jump right into the latest Disney news. So if you've never seen a MiM Monday or been a part of one before, this is Mickey Minutes Live. And if you're in the chat, I want to have a conversation with you. Let's chat. You can type in your responses in the chat and your thoughts about all these Disney news updates. And if you're watching this on YouTube or on Instagram as a playback, then thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments and be sure to join us, next Monday for another MiM Monday. We do this live every week on Monday at 8 o'clock. So see more people joining in the chat. How's it going? How's it going, everybody? So yeah, lots to talk about today, and we should just get started. So the big news that I want to start with today is Beak and Barrel. We've been talking about this for weeks now, but Beak and Barrel is finally almost here, and I'm beyond stoked to say that I got a reservation, guys. It was a madhouse. It was kind of a free for all is what it felt like. Hey Tony, what's going on? So a few days ago, this was like, oh my gosh, what was it? Last Wednesday. Last Wednesday, they decided to open the reservations for Beak and Barrel. Yes, exactly. Tony in the chat saying excited to know more about Beak and Barrel. Yeah, so they opened the reservations on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Disney time, which was 6 p.m. my time because I live in Texas, and so it was like 5:30ish, 5:35 that my wife and I decided to jump in the queue, right? And yeah, a queue. So they had a virtual queue set up for this. I felt like I was trying to buy concert tickets or something. Hey, Soren Pod, what's going on? Thank you so much for hanging out. So yeah, so we got into this virtual queue, and around 5:35, 5:40ish, and then we just waited. And so there was like this little graphic of Big Thunder going around, and it said that all reservations across the board for Walt Disney World were paused that day. So I feel bad for anybody who had that day as their 60-day window because you couldn't book anything. The whole system was completely paused. And hey, what's going on? Tangled Tessa, welcome to MiM Monday. We're talking about Beak and Barrel. And so we waited, and it was like, goodness, like I think they were supposed to open it at 6, right? And it was like 20 minutes after 6, 25 minutes after 6 that we finally got led into like the next phase. It felt like we were just trying to I don't know, like I said, buy concert tickets. Like last time this was so intense was when I was trying to buy Jonas Brothers tickets. Actually, I can't take credit for that. My wife bought the Jonas Brothers tickets, but it was the same kind of thing. It was like a virtual queue. And so we finally got in, and we're going in about 9 days. We're going to Walt Disney World. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. But we only have 1 day at Magic Kingdom, and we're going with a bunch of my family. And so we just felt like this pressure to book these kind of larger reservations, but we decided to kind of pull back, and we went for a 4, right? So it could be my wife and I, and then whoever else from our party wants to join us, because we're going to be a party of 8, and it seemed impossible to get a party that big for Beak and Barrel. But we ended up, getting it for the day that we wanted, for pretty much the time that we wanted. But I will say, just like looking at everyone's feeds, it looks like maybe about half of us got what we wanted. I was talking to a bunch of people after the fact saying that they didn't get it. So I feel really privileged to have gotten it. But maybe an hour later, every single reservation was completely gone through October, guys. Like, no joke, like through October. I can't believe it. So we're going September 4th. So be sure to follow Mickey in Minutes. We'll be posting on our story the whole time we're there, and hopefully we get some good content for you guys. And of course, we'll do a full review when we get back from Walt Disney World. But I could not be more excited. So, did anyone in the chat let me know? Did you try for Beak and Barrel? And if you did you get it? And if you didn't, what was it like on the sidelines watching this madness unfold? Because it was pretty crazy for us in it. But I'm really excited for Beak and Barrel. So I pulled up the sorry, I'm thinking about this new microphone. If you're watching and anything sounds like off or like loud or weird, just let me know, because brand new microphone, still working it out and everything. So hopefully it sounds pretty good to you guys out there. But let me know. So Soaring Around the World Pod says, can't wait to hear more. I haven't tried, but I heard about 50-50, like you said. Yeah, that's what it seems like, about 50-50. So, gosh, I was looking at this. There's 4 dining rooms in this place or something like that. Oh, it looks incredible. So there's the, of course, the mess hall. There's the cursed bar, the captain's quarters, the captain's booths. Oh, these look really cool. They have some of them have checkers or chessboards on them. That's really cool. I'm looking at the pictures on Disney Parks blog. The map maker's room. Ugh. If you know me, you know I love maps. So, I mean, of course, I want to be in the main room. I want to see Rummy. We'll talk about Rummy in a second. I want to see Rummy, but the map maker's room sounds like a really cool place to be. But yeah, so the story here is, it's a pirate bar, and there's the person who owns the bar, Merriweather something. I do not have her name in front of me, but then her parrot Rummy, who we all know, classic Magic Kingdom fans know as Peg Leg Pete, the old Barker bird from outside of Pirates of the Caribbean, and yeah, he's back. So I'm trying not to spoil too much, but I've seen some videos on Instagram already of the animatronic Rummy just kind of going above the bar, and oh my goodness, it looks so good. I had to turn it off instantly because I'm trying to be spoiler free. I will tell you, the way that this animatronic looks in the space, it really reminds me of Rocket in Mission Breakout, the Tower of Terror replacement in California. The way that he kind of scurries across the top, and then it also reminds me of BB-8 at Rise of the Resistance, where it kind of just goes along like a shelf on the top. So it looks like that, but it looks fantastic. Let's see, in the chat we have Hannah saying, I'm way more excited for this than I was for Geo 82. Oh my goodness! So on this trip, I also have a Geo 82, and yeah, I'm more excited, I think, for Pirates Bar, but Geo 82 has my heart. And I will tell you, if you keep up with Mickey in Minutes, and you watch our trip, you're going to see what I think is a very, very clever custom shirt for Geo 82 that I cannot wait to show off on social media. I gave my wife this idea for this shirt, and she's making it for me. She's so talented. If you don't know, she makes the Mickey in Minutes logos and all that kind of stuff, and she's great. So she's designing this shirt for me, which is my vision of a Geo 82 shirt, and it's going to be great. It's a surprise. You'll see it on Instagram soon enough, but please watch the feed to watch that. I'm really proud of this design. So one more thing I noticed about Beak and Barrel that I'm excited about is I like how it's tying into Pirates lore, and I'm sure there's tons and tons of Easter eggs in the restaurant for all the Pirates of the Caribbean lore that we can think of. But one in particular I like. They're referencing Captain Red. So if you don't know, Red is the pirate, the lady pirate with the red hair who replaced the redhead. The classic "We wants the redhead." And as much as I really liked that classic Pirates of the Caribbean scene. I really like Red. I think she's a really cool, fun character. And there's a reference to her in here saying that what is it? The bell. There's a bell in the mess hall that belonged to Captain Red's first ship, and she gifted it to the tavern's founder, Mary. And some say that they're close friends. Others say they're fierce rivals. According to the Disney Parks blog, I can't wait to see how that story plays out. So what I find interesting is this is not a character meal, right? So we're probably not going to see Red in there, although that'd be really cool. But I've heard that we're definitely not going to see Jack in there. And what do you guys think of that? Do you guys wish that we would get some characters in there, or do you like it just to be like atmospheric? What I've seen, it looks a lot like Trader Sam's with like things coming to life and things happening. Again, I'm super spoiler free, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat or in the comment if you're watching on YouTube. So yeah, the other thing, so much news has come out between last MiM Monday and this MiM Monday, and I'm so excited to talk about this stuff. Let's see in the chat. I'm fine with not seeing Jack. I love it being its own thing. I agree. All the attention needs to be on Rummy, aka Peg Leg Pete. Just saying. All the attention needs to be over there. So, yeah. They gave us some more information, Disney did, about Rockin Rollercoaster, starring the Muppets. Dun, 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 dun. So, however you feel about the Muppet Vision 3D closing at Hollywood Studios, which, if you know me, I'm heartbroken and devastated and very, very sad. Jim Henson's last piece of work. Show some respect. But anyways, this is not about that. However you feel about that, we have Rockin Rollercoaster with a Muppets overlay coming soon, and they showed us some concept art. Sorry, I have major allergies, so I keep feeling like I have to sneeze. So if I sneeze, I'm so sorry if it's loud. Actually, this new mic has like a mute button right up here, so hopefully, if I do sneeze, I'll catch it. But anyways, so Rockin Rollercoaster, starring the Muppets. We have this coming soon, and they showed us how the guitar out in the courtyard is going to look, and it looks exactly as I pictured. Very psychedelic. It has like the what's it called? Like tie-dye swirls on it. There's a new Rockin Rollercoaster font. It says starring the Muppets instead of starring Aerosmith. And it just looks exactly as I pictured it looking. I'm curious to see how the car looks, the one, that you walk under when entering the courtyard. But yeah, it looks cool. And then they have a new poster where the Aerosmith poster used to be. This one is Muppets. Muppets in their car. It looks cool. But here's the part that I really like. So on the inside, the pre-show area where you used to have Aerosmith on the screen and, Steven Tyler and everything, make it a super stretch. And, hey, Chris, can you grab my Les Paul? That whole thing. Well, I say used to. It's still there. It's still there for a little bit longer. But in this area, they're keeping it as a studio, but they have the Electric Mayhem. They're in there. It looks like they're probably a screen, just like Aerosmith was, but there's going to be some animatronics in here. So Scooter is there with like a headset and clipboard, looks like he's kind of, being a PA or running the show in some way. And then there's the Penguins, which, if you're a Muppet Vision 3D fan, the Penguins were in the orchestra pit, and that's great. But they're there being the sound guys. So it's kind of turned. The whole studio's turned. Before with Aerosmith, you were looking in, and the part directly in front of you behind the glass was where the instruments and everything were. And then the screen behind that was the sound booth, and Aerosmith was standing behind the sound booth, behind the guy with the mix board. Which, by the way, that guy, the guy who does the mixing in Rockin Rollercoaster, he's a really funny comedian. He was on a show that I used to watch called Party Down. Not appropriate show, but very, very funny. And every time I look at that, I think of that show. It's very funny. And so it's flipped now. So now you see the Penguins being the sound engineers, and you're looking at their backs, and you see the whole sound panel and everything. So I think that's really cool. Let's see what's going on in the chat. So what they've shown so far is truly just an overlay. Yeah. Hoping inside of the attraction where the track is updated. Not the actual track, but the interior decor. Yeah. Love the penguins. Yes. Yes and yes. Yes on both of those. It's going to be an overlay. You know, that's really what it is. They said something about how you're still driving through LA, but the sights and sounds are very Muppety, right? And so it's just an overlay. That's really what it is. But I like that they're putting some animatronics in here. I like that. And I like the backstory. So they talked about a little bit of the backstory, saying that like Scooter's uncle, what was his name? It's on this article somewhere. I lost. There it is. So Scooter's uncle bought G-Force Record. So J.P. Gross. And he bought G-Force Records. He was also the same person who owns Muppet Theater. And so that's why the Muppets are there. So I like the connection to it. I'm hoping that they can continue this whole thing of J.P. Gross, Scooter's uncle, buying up property, and maybe he buys the theater next to Muppets, where the villain show currently is now, and puts Muppet Vision 3D back. Just saying, right? Just saying. Hey, Rope Drop Kings, welcome to the show. Welcome to MiM Monday. We're talking about Muppets. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be an overlay, but I think it's really cool. I like that they put some backstory in here. It also says that, let's see, the Electric Mayhem are headlining their biggest concert ever in Hollywood, but no one's seen them. We already got the spoiler from the other concept art. They're in the studio working on something. And so then it says that with the help of Muppet Labs, we're going to go across town. So I'm wondering if there's going to be something with like Muppet Labs doing something to the limo to make it, you know, super fast. That's a fun story. Then, you know, things can go haywire. You know, I want to see Professor Honeydew and Beaker and, you know, all the characters. So, you know, I'm into it. I'm into this whole Muppets overlay. I loved Rockin Rollercoaster. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but above here, like right up there it is. That's a Rockin Rollercoaster drumstick. And then behind my amp here, there's a Rockin Rollercoaster drum. So I've been a big Rockin Rollercoaster fan for a really long time. So, but you know, it's time for a change. It's time for a change. So what else? They also talked about Zootopia, Better Zoo-gether. They gave us some details about that. Apparently the storyline of the show is that it's Zoo-gether Day. So hold on, let me fix my chair. There we go. It's Zoo-gether Day, and I just realized my chair has been low this whole time. So good job, Nick. MiM Monday. Woo. Anyways, so the story is that it's Zoo-gether Day, and it's going to be a 9-minute film where we're celebrating Zoo-gether Day with all these animals, and they're coming together and celebrating togetherness. It's being hosted by Heidi Howler. So he looks like a typical like host, you know, kind of like a Ryan Seacrest kind of character. He's wearing like a purple suit. He's a wolf, I guess. And it says like animal nature together. So it's going to be like a variety show hosted by this character. It says a wild and warm-blooded watch party. So we're going to attend a watch party presented in Carrot Vision 3D. I don't know. Are our glasses going to look like carrots? I don't know. But I was always wondering, how are they going to have it so that there's full-grown animals in a tree? And this is how they're doing it. They're not really there. We're all sitting in the audience watching a 3D presentation, a live stream of this party. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah, apparently Heidi Howler is a slick-talking wolf. So, seems kind of sleazy. I guess that's the point. Presented in Carrot Vision 3D. And then there's going to be some acts. There's the Tundra Town Ice Ballet, Predator and Prey Ballet. So, yeah, I don't know. And then Marsh Maids at the Marsh Market. So there's like seals dressed like mermaids doing like a synchronized swimming show. I don't know. And then the Shrew Angels, from Little Rodentia. So the little rat characters in like drones flying around. I don't know, guys. I'm not sold on this. Are you? How do you guys feel? Let me know in the comments or in the chat. How do you feel about this? Because I am just, I don't know. This doesn't look good. And then the finale is Gazelle, obviously. You know, either singing "Try Everything" or singing a new song, maybe. I don't know. This looks terrible. This does not look good. It looks really bad. Let's see. I love Zootopia. I'm reading the chat. I love Zootopia. Not sure how I feel about this plot, but it was ready for a change from A Bug's Life. I could see that it was ready for a change. I'd love A Bug's Life. I think A Bug's Life fit perfectly there. I feel like they, maybe could have updated the show, but they never did a sequel to A Bug's Life, so I could see, California got rid of their Bug's Land for Avengers Campus, so I get it. I don't think Zootopia was the answer. I feel like Zootopia still should have gotten its own land at Animal Kingdom. I know that Joe Rohde is, against that completely, but he's just a consultant now. He doesn't really work for the company anymore. I just feel like it works. I don't know. I feel like it would have worked. I mean, the Zootopia land from Shanghai looked fantastic. I don't know. This looks terrible. I don't like to be negative, really, but this does not look good. It looks really bad. So we'll see what happens. It's opening November 7th. It's opening really soon, November 7th. So I'm going to miss it. Obviously, I'm going in about 9 days, and I'm not even going to Animal Kingdom on this trip. I have 3 park days, going to, obviously, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and Studios, skipping Animal Kingdom completely. We've already said our goodbyes to Dinosaur. Animal Kingdom has always kind of been that if we have time kind of park. I know that's blasphemous for some people. Sorry. You Animal Kingdom purists or, whatever. I don't know. I'll go back to Animal Kingdom, probably on the next trip if I have more time. But really, my mind is set to go back when we have Indiana Jones. That's the thing that's bringing me back to Animal Kingdom, Indiana Jones. And, of course, the Encanto ride, which is probably going to be a really cool trackless ride. And I'm not going to talk too much about that right now because that's going to be for the next installment of Dismantling Dinoland, the mini-series that I'm doing on the podcast. I haven't forgotten about it. But yeah. Okay. So, on to something way cooler. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I feel like this has been closed forever. I know it's only been a few months, I guess, but it feels like it's been forever. But they've finally given us a little insight to what they're doing over at Big Thunder Mountain, and it looks really cool. They're updating that first show scene, that first lift hill, where they have the bats on strings right now. I like that. It's a little cheesy, but I like it. But they're upgrading this, so it's a nod to an old Disneyland attraction, Rainbow Ridge, Rainbow Caverns, that whole mine train through Nature's Wonderland, that whole thing. And so we're having these caverns, with water that are glowing. They have a phrase for it that they're using. It looks really cool. Phosphorescent pools. There we go. So Disney Parks blog says the trains rattle their way underground to the spectacular natural caverns full of phosphorescent pools, shimmering and illuminating the iridescent stalagmites and stalactites. So that looks really cool. And then something, in true Disney Parks fashion, something goes terribly wrong, and there's a rumbling. It could be the Big Thunder, Big Thunder. Which, if you know the backstory, the mountain is cursed because it was built on a well, it was not built, but the mountain is over or around burial ground for Native Americans, and they've cursed the mountain. People were, the gold rush people are trying to dig into the mountain, and they awaken a curse of Big Thunder, is what they call it, Big Thunder. And so that's where the name Big Thunder Mountain comes from. I don't know how much of this they're using, but there's going to be a big sound, and all the beautiful, colorful caverns are just going to turn red, and that's bad. Red is bad. And so then we go out and for the wildest ride in the wilderness. But it looks cool, They're still sticking to the story of Barnabas T. Bullion, the big tycoon, who looks an awful lot like Tony Baxter, just saying. I love it. I love when they use Imagineers likeness for their characters. I think that's fantastic. Hey, what's going on, friends? Part of Monica's World joined. Yoho Daddio in the house. A couple other people joined. I'm sorry if I didn't say hi as it's going by. Hey, welcome to MiM Monday. Got this new microphone. Really stoked on it. I feel like I have to do some tweaking to it. This is the first time using it, so, I don't know. How does it sound? Give me a thumb up if it sounds pretty good to you. So yeah, Big Thunder. That's going to be on their refurbishment for a while. I'm going to be very sad to be at Magic Kingdom, in 9 days, and then see this under construction. Of course, it's hard to be sad in the Magic Kingdom. But of course, this will be my first time, having Big Thunder closed, and looking out at what's left of Rivers of America. Oh my goodness, that's so heartbreaking. I saw some pictures today of Rivers of America completely drained with like trucks driving through it. And it just, it hurts my heart, guys. It's been my first time seeing it like so sad like that. My goodness. Yoho Daddio in Magic Kingdom this Thursday. Dude, post on your story. I want to watch. I'll be at work just living through you. And you got to post. I see some thumbs up. People saying it sounds good. Oh, good. I'm glad it sounds good. I feel like it's a little high. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower it just a hair. Because this is as high as my chair goes. So, anyways, I'm just too excited about this microphone. I love it so much. Yeah, Big Thunder. So excited about this. Are you guys excited about these enhancements coming to Big Thunder? I know I am. So I'm excited. Of course, just going to Disney World makes me excited. But Jock Lindsay's Halloween hanger bar, or Halloween bar, what are they calling it? Are they dropping the word hanger? No, Halloween hanger bar. Okay. I'm excited for this. Are you guys excited for this? Daddio, are you gonna go to Disney Springs at all? Are you gonna visit Jock Lindsay's? I love Jock Lindsay's hanger bar. And I was there for Jock Lindsay's holiday bar last Christmas season, and it's so amazing. I love it so much. Just looking at pictures, the decor for this looks so like campy and like very like tinsel heavy, and just like jack-o'-lanterns everywhere. I love it so much. You say, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Dude, if you go, raise a glass to me, and then I will raise a glass back when I go, and then we'll do a cheers through time and space, and it'll be great. Either that or Trader Sam's. Oh, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Both are great choices. Oh my goodness. I'm going to Ohana. That's one of the things I'm doing on this trip, because that's one of the things I always do on this trip. I love Ohana. So I'm hoping to go to Trader's also, but am I just like your typical Disney adult talking about, oh, Beak and Barrel, oh, Jock Lindsay's, oh, Trader Sam's? Like, I don't just drink in Disney. I do other things. This is water. Anyways, so yeah, this looks fantastic. It's open now. These pictures look great. I've seen some reviews online, and it just sounds great. I'm looking at pictures. They have these like glow molds of like classic looking like ghosts and stuff. Oh man, this looks so fun. So they have these small bites, the Alien Invader sliders, which I love that they're nodding to Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That movie gets no love because it's not very good, but it's still an Indiana Jones movie. Funny thing, if you so let me rephrase that. When I first met my wife and she came like to my apartment for the first time, she was I don't know if she was happy about it or like weirded out, but I had a gigantic Indiana Jones poster, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull poster. My mom gifted it to me. She was like, "Oh, hey, for your apartment." And you know, she knows I'm a huge Indiana Jones fan. It was Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and I like that movie. I genuinely like that movie, so I put it up and I represented it proudly. I know it's not very good, but I like it, and so I wonder. I always wonder if she thought it was weird or not. In our new house, we have a Raiders of the Lost Ark poster, in case you're wondering, but you're not wondering. So, all right, Alien Invader sliders. That's gonna be good. It's a Nashville fried hot chicken. It looks like little aliens. They have these little like olives that look like the eyes. Oh, it's very cute. Phantom dumplings, cursed mummy sausages. Man, it's so fun. So fun. So I can't wait to do that, to go there. I will let you guys know. Like I mentioned before, we never posted a Disneyland 70 episode on the regular pod feed because what we're gonna do is a coast to coast episode. We're just gonna do our Disney World and Disneyland reviews just mashed together in one because we have a lot of thoughts to share on both, and it's just gonna be fun to do something different than just your standard trip report and do a fun little comparing game. So I hope you're ready for that. We'll talk about Jock Lindsay's on there for sure. Other things to talk about. There's just so much to talk about. So in Disneyland news, I think this is kind of crazy. So starting next year, they're ending early park entry for resort guests at Disneyland. That's weird, right? So, you know, if you don't know, right now, what's one of the perks for staying at a official Disneyland resort? So the Disneyland Hotel, the Grand Californian, and the Pixar Place Hotel. Right now, they have early entry. It's about 30 minutes early, 30 minutes before the rest of the guests. And, you know, it alternates parks. So one day it's Disneyland, one day it's California Adventure, and so on. And 30 minutes for resort guests. Apparently, supposedly, this perk wasn't really being used. And so Disney is getting rid of it. Yes, in the chat, 1 lightning lane per stay. So what they're doing to, you know, compensate for taking this away is they're giving the guests 1 lightning lane attraction per stay, not per day, per stay, per visit, which is really weird. And it's not even like a individual lightning lane. Like it's not going to apply for like cars or my brain. I'm just so like flabbergasted by this. It's not going to count for any of the individual lightning lanes. It's just one of the regular lightning lanes. So I'm just thinking to myself, if you're going to Disneyland and you're spending the money to stay at a Disneyland resort, that's not cheap, right? It's not cheap to stay on property in Disneyland. You're probably already buying Lightning Lane, right? If you're throwing that much money at your trip, you're probably already buying Lightning Lane. Oh, Rise of Resistance. Thank you. Rise of Resistance is the other one for Disneyland that it's not counting for. And you're probably already spending money on this. You probably already have Lightning Lane. So it's not really a perk for you. It's something that you already paid for and have. So I think it's a terrible, terrible trade-off. I will say, I've never stayed on property at Disneyland. Every single time I've gone to Disneyland, I've stayed at a Good Neighbor hotel. And I've walked, you know, over to Disneyland. It's really, most of these Good Neighbor hotels are really close. So we always end up walking anyways. And what I've always done is I've always kind of done the opposite of what the resort guests are doing. So if the resort guests have a Disneyland early entry that day, then I start my day over at California Adventure and vice versa. And now I feel like it's just going to be a free for all for everybody. Like everybody starts at the same time. And number one, it sounds like the resort guests aren't getting a really good perk. And number two, it sounds like it's going to be way more competitive now. Like, gosh, I'm just thinking about my last trip in California Adventure. We decided to rope drop Guardians of the Galaxy. And so, oh my goodness, that line was all the way down like Hollywood land, that whole area. And it was crazy. And that wasn't it. That was a day that early entry was for Disneyland. So now I'm just thinking of everybody. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go to the chat. So it's honestly not even worth it to me staying on property anymore. Yeah, they should have made it lightning lane. Sorry, can't read my eyes. Should have made it lightning lane multi-pass included. Yeah, like Universal does. Yes, I agree. That would have been way better. Instead of giving you one lightning lane, it's so silly to say out loud. One lightning lane, not even per day. But instead of doing that, what if they just gave you the lightning lane multi-pass package for your trip? Like, and yeah, apparently, yeah, Universal does that for the Express Pass. And gosh, I don't know what they're thinking. I feel like they're going to get some backlash on this. It seems really weird, and I don't think it's going to work out the way they want it to. I really, really don't. So, yeah, I don't want to end on a downer like that. That's so sad. Let's talk about D23. So, D23, the Destination D, the Disney fan event, is going to be at Walt Disney World on Saturday, August 30th, Sunday, August 31st. Oh, and Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this like coming up, my goodness. And so they released the schedule for these things. A lot of people are commenting that there's no Disney Parks specific presentation. We've gotten a lot of Disney Parks news recently through like just Instagram posts and Disney Park blog. But I feel like instead of doing one presentation that everyone goes nuts for, I feel like it might make sense for them to sprinkle in some of these announcements throughout other panels, right? So here's what we got. The Saturday schedule, we have the Welcome to Destination D23 in the morning. Let's see, anything interesting? Oh, 3 Caballeros from El Grupo to Goodwill Classics. I love 3 Caballeros. I love all that stuff. Ex Atencio, the untold story of a Disney legend. That's cool. That's really cool. I love seeing like Imagineer stuff. Ex Atencio, of course, you know, in my brain, I just immediately think of like Pirates of the Caribbean, like and Haunted Mansion, like these classics. Oh, so good. Let's see, Disney Around the Globe, India. Okay. Then Be Our Guest with Disney on Broadway. I wonder if that's a show. Are they going to sing or just talk? I wonder if it's a panel. I don't know. Then Sunday, we have Welcome to D23. Okay, yep. We have You're Watching Disney Channel. That's cool. That's cool. Disney Channel throwback stuff. Disney Around the Globe. China. Okay. Interesting they're doing these. I wonder what they're going to talk about. Beyond the Spires, an insider look at the Disney castles. That's really cool. All right, so far so good. Interesting stuff. More stuff. Hold on. There's the other one. Oh, Disney Around the World, Japan. I'm back to Saturday, I guess. I guess what I was reading wasn't a full list. Now I'm looking at a full list. Creating the Happiest Place on Earth. I like that. These titles are intriguing to me. I don't understand. People are like, they just want to hear park announcements. This is the money. This is the good stuff, right? Hearing these people talk about this amazing things. Like talk about Imagineering, talking about creating the parks. Like, it's not always just about announcements, guys. Disney history is really important. Yeah. What's cooking with Disney Eats? That's cool. Boom, boom, baby. 25 years of Emperor's New Groove. That's fun. All right. I see in the chat, Soren was talking about Disney Villains panel. Here it is, 9:05 a.m. Disney Villains, Icons of Evil. That's probably, they'll probably give us some news about Villains Land. I hope so. I do hope so. I'm just skipping around now. On Sunday, Disney Family Legacy with Roy P. Disney. That's cool. Down the Rabbit Hole with the Disney Archives. Ooh, I would go to that one. That sounds fun. Stay tuned. You're watching Disney Channel. That's another Disney Channel one. That's cool. Unless it's the same one. I just read it twice. I don't know. Disney Around the Globe, France. Okay. So it was like 4 of these Disney Around the Globe things. Interesting. A Goofy Movie, 30 standout years. Wow. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So, yeah, I will definitely, I mean, I'm not a D23 Gold member or anything, so I think that the live streams are just for Gold members. But I'm going to do everything I can to see as much of these as I can. You know, I don't know. I'm not going to do anything crazy, but if anybody wants to share a feed with me, I'd be happy to watch it. Just saying. Oh my goodness. This is good. Excited to see if the Disney Villains panel brings anything. Yeah, me too. Me too. All right. This has been fun, guys. So I am 9 days away from being at Walt Disney World, and I could not be more excited. Like literally, I went to go get some Chick-fil-A today. On these MiM Monday days, usually it's a quick dinner day, so I can do the show with you guys. But I was literally in my car just listening to like Disney Parks music, you know, as one does. And just getting stoked. I was listening to like the Country Bear Musical Jamboree stuff. Try Everything. Oh my goodness, so good. I love Country Bear Musical Jamboree. And then of course, me being the Disney adult that I am, Happily Ever After came on, and I just lost it. Ugly crying in my car because Happily Ever After is just beautiful, amazing. I really had the best time in Disneyland a few weeks ago. But Disney World has always been my home. That's where I grew up going the most. I mean, I grew up in Miami, and Disney World has always been my home park. And so it's just Disneyland is beautiful and special, and I adore it with every inch of me. But Disney World is just, it's where my heart lives. It's where I'm the most happy. It's my happy place. It's the best place on the planet, especially, Magic Kingdom. That's my home park. So I'm just excited. Food and Wine. I'm so excited. Hollywood Studios, get to finally see the Villains show, get to see the new Little Mermaid show, and just so much. I get to see Disney Starlight. I cannot wait. So much. So I'm going to have so much to talk to you guys about. I know next Monday is Memorial Day, so I think I'll probably still do the show if you guys are still willing to hang out. Why not? I love doing MiM Mondays. It's just, Mondays are crazy, they're hectic for everybody, but to be able to just sit back and talk about Disney with my friends is just, it's why I do what I do. That's why Mickey in Minutes exists. I just love talking about Disney, and now that I get to share this conversational time with you guys, it makes it even more fun. So thank you for helping me make Monday magical. That's it for the show today. This has been MiM Monday, Mickey in Minutes Live. You can go back and watch any other episodes of MiM Monday on YouTube or on Instagram. They're up on Instagram as Reels. But yeah, check out the YouTube channel. Really want to start building that up more. I'm really excited about things to come, different ideas that I have to build up the YouTube channel. Super stoked on that. And of course, check out the podcast. It's the main thing we do here is the Mickey in Minutes podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, on YouTube also. And of course, mickeyandminutes.weebly.com. That's the hub for everything. And of course, follow on Instagram. I am on Instagram at Nick in Minutes. And, you know, if you're here right now, you're watching on Mickey in Minutes. So yeah, thanks so much for everything you guys do to support the show. And I look forward to next Monday talking to you guys again about Disney stuff. I hope that you guys had a great time because I had an awesome time. And I love you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. See you guys next time. Bye. Hey everyone, and welcome